Ross's life changed on July 3rd, 2009, when he was diagnosed with a medulloblastoma, a brain tumor. And our promise to Ross was that he did not want other children to have to go through what he endured over a 4-year period of time. So our ultimate goal is to end pediatric brain cancer by the year 2023, which would be Ross's 21st birthday.
To me, Ross was everything in the world. He was everything that's great, strong, toughest kid I've ever met in my life.
He was one of the funniest guys I knew. He was always there for you, even though he was going through something harder. If you were going through something, he always knew what to say.
I think the biggest memory that I have about Ross is from the moment I met him. I could tell that he was a strong individual and a fighter.
And positive in his thinking. He always looked on the bright side, glass half full mindset.
Well, Ross was always there for me, and if I was ever feeling sad, he would always comfort me, and he would always just lift me up.
He'd come to the rink with, like I said, a smile ear to ear, just full of energy. You would never know anything was wrong with him, ever. You would just see this fun-loving little boy just eager to play hockey.
And he was selfless. Everyone else came first. Ross, we reflect back, Ross never complained about his situation.
So in the United States, there's 3,000 to 4,000 children who are diagnosed with a brain tumor each year, and it varies on exactly how it's counted and who's doing the counting. But those are 3,000 or 4,000 families that are affected by a brain tumor. And what that means is their lives are dramatically changed. And so what we need to do in the medical community, so the charge to me, is to figure out how can we better cure these children, or how can we better prevent these families from sitting in the chair across from me hearing these awful words that their child has just been diagnosed with a brain tumor. And the key to that, in my mind and in my opinion, is research in many ways. Funding to not only research new clinical trials and new medicines, but new alternatives to therapy and new ways of fighting brain tumors. For example, instead of just classic chemotherapy, which has a lot of side effects, we're really trying to look at more targeted therapies. So medicines that target the tumor more specifically, radiation therapy that targets the tumor more specifically and gives children less side effects. Or looking at other things like the child's own immune system. Are there vaccines, for example, like you give to someone to prevent polio, that can prevent a brain tumor from coming back? And believe it or not, some of those things are actually already happening, and research along those lines is moving forward.
The mission of the Ross K. MacNeill Foundation is to end pediatric brain cancer. Our strategy to do that is twofold. 1, to increase awareness about the diagnosis, and 2, to inspire donations that will help fund that research. We will then direct our funds raised to the most innovative, targeted, leading-edge research in the field of pediatric brain cancer. For our children, the current therapies are not good enough. They are developed for adults, not for children. They're outdated and they're toxic. To watch your child face an assault on his life for 1,411 days is impossible to describe. To watch your child face that assault with joy and courage and without fear is a life lesson. This foundation, with your support, will fund the research that will accomplish our mission of ending pediatric brain cancer. It is possible. It is achievable. He asks that we not let another child go through what he went through. If he can do that, we can do this.